If you're a business owner and you want 2026 to be finally the year where you get clients through YouTube, generate more revenue, well, this video is for you because I'm going to show you the exact 3 steps I follow for my clients to generate them tens of thousands of dollars directly from YouTube. And I'm going to use my iPad to make this easy to understand and to follow as well. And by the end of this YouTube video, you'll know exactly what to do every single week in 2026 to generate clients through YouTube. Now, before we talk about what ideas, what thumbnails work, what video editing work, how to find video topics for your YouTube channel for your specific business, we're gonna have to start with the foundation. And this foundation is what we call consistency. Because trust me, no YouTube strategy is going to work for your business if you don't follow through and if you don't do it consistently. 99% of businesses on YouTube don't get any clients because they don't post for more than 90 days on YouTube. And so the first thing that we need to agree on is that we're going to post one YouTube video every single week for at least 90 days before even looking at the views or thinking about the views that we're getting per video. And so it's gonna look something like this. This is 90 days and we need to have a video posted every single week for 90 days. And not only this, but we also need to post the same video for the same audience with the same pain points and the same quality. Because if we post videos every single week and each video is for a different target audience, and to use the example of a therapist to better understand this, if a therapist decides to, in video 1, they're going to talk about anxiety, and then in video 2, they're going to talk about couple therapy, and in video 3, they're going to talk about parenting, you're not targeting any specific audience on YouTube, and that's bad. We need to target one specific audience, and this is especially important for people who sell high-ticket offers or high-ticket services, because you want to dominate that specific audience, that specific pain points that your clients are facing. And that's why we need to post every single week a video that solves the pain points. And no, I don't want you to be posting every single week a video solving the same pain problem for the same audience. It's probably going to be different pain problems, right? But it's always going to be for the same audience. However, for the quality part, we need to make sure that the quality stays the same or even improves, what I like to call 1% every single time. And by understanding and following this simple framework, you're going to be posting a video every single week for 90 days. Not only that, but videos specific to one target audience, fixing specific pain points, and keeping the same quality over and over, if not improving it. And we're going to dive deeper a little bit later into the quality part. But here's the thing, this sounds amazing theoretically, but most people, by the time they get to video number 5, and it's been like 5-6 weeks that they've been posting content, and this video right here is still stuck at 107 views. They're just gonna start giving up, you know. Instead of posting a video on Wednesday, they're gonna be pushing it to Sunday, or maybe skipping a week and posting the following week. But that's the hard part. And that's exactly what separates business owners who generate revenue from YouTube versus business owners who don't. It's all about staying consistent, posting a video every single week, and keeping the quality the same, and the messaging as well. You need to be communicating the same message for the same target audience. And in my experience and my clients' experience, that's why it's always important to have a strong why for YouTube. Just like you have a strong why for your business, you need a strong why for YouTube so that you make this year 2026 different from all the other years that you weren't able to post content, grow your YouTube channel for your business, and get any clients. So what is this why that you're going to be thinking about from now on that's going to keep you consistent? And I've got a couple of tips that are going to help you with staying consistent. And usually these are the ones that I recommend for my clients. Starting with picking one specific day during the week. So we have 7 days in a week. Oops, we need one more. Let's say the therapist that we're using the case study for this video, a therapist is going to decide they're going to be using Sunday as their YouTube content day or half day. And by this, I mean every single week, they know that on Sunday at 10 a.m., that's basically the YouTube time, right? There's nothing that can happen that's going to keep you from not posting content and making content on YouTube. And this also helps with not thinking about content during the week, because you know that on Sunday, you're going to give it 100%, you're going to get it done, and then you're going to post it the following week. And so what this would look like is that on Sunday at 10 a.m., you're going to be doing research to see what type of content you're going to be making videos about. And we're going to get into this later. But that's basically analyzing videos online, seeing outliers from your competitors, and what can you make videos about that's going to be better than competitors and specific to you, to your brand, your values, etc. So that's step number one. And then once that's done, it's going to be step number two, which is scripting a video. Now, unless you're Jordan Peterson or Alex Hormozy, you're going to have to put a script for your video. And I don't mean a script that you're going to follow word by word, but a script that's going to give you guidance and that's going to keep your viewer engaged watching your videos. Because this is one of the most important metrics in YouTube, is your AVD, average view duration. And so if your viewers don't watch more than 30 seconds in your video, because the video doesn't make sense, the hook said something, the title said something else, and the value part in your video is not related, or it's boring, or you're just repeating the common advice that they hear everywhere else, then YouTube is not going to recommend your video to more people. Because what YouTube cares about the most is this average view duration, because they make money off of how much time the viewers spend on YouTube. So that's the first thing you need to do. Or the second thing is scripting your videos. I have a specific script structure that I share with my clients. I'm going to go into that later on into details on what does a good script / structure looks like for YouTube videos. But so the first thing is we do research. Second thing is we do scripting. Now the third thing that we're going to do is filming the content, right? So in 1 hour, you should be done with research. You should be done with filming. And then once that's done, you should send it to your video editor, and then they do some nice video editing for your video. Or you can do it yourself. I don't know what the case is. And then once that's done, you have a video ready for YouTube. Not any video, a video that's specific for your target audience, and a video that's going to solve a specific pain point for your target clients, right? And it's going to show you as the authority and the expert in the field. And to get back to this, the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is to just make it a system that's easy to follow, that's repeatable. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., our therapist is going to do research, scripting, and then filming. And to make it even easier for you to be consistent with this whole content creation part is that we're going to use the same setup. Right now, you're seeing me in a specific setup with a plant behind me. And let's say that's me right here. And there's a nice plant here. And there's another nice plant here. That's not random, right? But here's what it looks like in front of me. In front of me, I have a tripod with a camera. I have my laptop right here. I have a ring light somewhere around here. And I have my microphone in front of me, right? We got a mic, a ring light, my laptop, my camera and tripod over here, my desk, and a background. And the reason why we want to make a setup that we're going to use every single time is to make the filming process as easy as possible, right? We don't want to put any efforts into making the content. And the brain is going to come up with a bunch of excuses when it's Saturday night or Sunday morning, like, my camera is not charged, or I don't know where my mic is, or the room looks like a mess. So we want to make sure that we're filming in the same place, using the same equipment, make it as easy as possible, and then we just click on the camera, start recording, finish recording, send it to the video editor. And so that's exactly how we're going to make it easy for us to stay consistent with posting one long form video per week, and by making it easier for us and by having a specific day that's called the YouTube content day. You don't have to think about the content any other day during the week, and you can just focus on it on Sundays. In fact, I even recommend my clients to not check YouTube analytics during the week. And I know that this is one of the things that most business owners do, is that once they wake up, check their messages and they go straight to YouTube analytics or the YouTube channel to see how many views they're getting on their videos. But that's not the goal. We're trying to make content that's good, and then we let the platform do its job. So this content that we're going to be making, I did touch on it a little bit earlier, but how do we know which videos to make for YouTube, right? And here's a fun fact. 95%, and like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, 95% of business owners don't post consistently over 90 days, right? Most of them even don't make more than 4 videos on YouTube. And then the 5% that makes content for 90 days or more, most of them make this mistake of finding content from their top competitors in the niche and then just copying the hell out of those videos and then just filming them and being just a copycat, basically. And that doesn't work. What we're looking for when picking videos to film on YouTube, starting with competitors is always a good idea, right? So let's get done with that. We're not looking for competitors who have, let's say, 1 million subscribers in the same niche as you, and then their videos are getting 200K, and we're like, oh, that video got 200K, it must be a good video, so we want to make the same video for our channel, because that's not going to get you any good traction. It's not a good video to go after. What we're looking for is instead your competitors that are also small channels, so maybe someone with 1,000 subs, and then we look for videos that they posted recently, and those videos got, let's say, maybe 20,000 views, right? Or anything really more than 5,000. This is the 5x rule. So any video that got 5x more subs than they have, or what's their normal reach of views per video, that's the type of videos we're looking for. And then we're not just going to copy that video exactly like them, because if there is a video that exists and it already has 20,000 views, for example, why would anyone watch your video that has 20 views while they can watch the other one that has more views? Or a better question is, if it's an exact copy of that successful YouTube video, why would YouTube recommend your video instead of the video that they know worked really well, that 20,000 people liked? Why would they show your video, right? The idea behind doing competitor analysis is to get inspired for the video topic and maybe even the hook, because that worked for a reason. But then for the value part of the video, and I'm going to get into that later, we want to use your own expertise, your own value, what you think and what you recommend for people to use to solve their pain points and to solve their problems. Now, let's give an example with the therapist, right? That therapist that we're doing the video about, if she decides to make a YouTube video about mental health tips. So the first problem is that this video is too broad, and maybe it did perform really well and it has like millions of views on other videos. But the second thing is that there's probably thousands of videos on YouTube with the same topic. And so again, YouTube is not going to suggest your video at the top of the results if there is 1,000 other videos for this topic right here. Instead, what we want to do is to niche down and then think about your specific audience. What kind of characteristics does your audience have? Maybe we're targeting, in this case, 50-year-olds who are struggling with anxiety. So how can we make a video about mental health tips for 50 years olds with anxiety? And a better way to visualize this is that, think about it, there's maybe like probably millions of people interested in mental health tips and anxiety and stuff like that, and they want solutions for that. But there's only a few of them who are actually 50 years old, and there's only even less of them who are 50 years old struggling specifically with anxiety, and that's what they're searching on YouTube. And this is exactly the people that we're trying to target our videos. And this is why I often tell my clients, YouTube is not about video editing. It's not about the graphic and the visual side of packaging your content. Like 90% of the work that I do is research and trying to understand your target clients, your audience, and what specific problems they have, and how can we capture those specific narrowed down personas from the big audience. Now that we have an understanding of who our target audience is and what specific problem they have, that's when we think, what specific solution can we give them, and how can we put the message in a way that resonates with this specific target audience, and how can we always make sure that each video gives actionable steps and actionable solutions for your target audience to fix the specific problem. So you can see everything that we've been doing so far is all connected. So understand your audience, understand the pain points, make a video that solves that problem with the specific messaging. And by this, I mean the lingo, what kind of words they use, what kind of pain points, vocab can be used here to make sure to show them that we understand what they're feeling like, to make sure we communicate to them that we understand what they're going through and how we can help them solve their problems. And always remember that you need to be specific and completely avoid speaking in someone else's tone, like some popular person in your niche or whatever. Don't copy their tone or, whatever strategies they have and whatever, because people can know and you're just going to look like a fraud and they're not going to trust you. And the whole reason why we're doing all of this here is to build the trust between your brand and your target clients. But still, now once you understand all of this, what kind of videos should we specifically film format-wise? And there are 3 formats that I usually recommend for my clients, because these are the ones that got us results that generated tens of thousands of dollars every single month for my clients directly through YouTube. The first one is called the how-to videos. All right. For our therapist, that's going to be how to stop anxiety, how to perform X exercise for anxiety, how to know if it's anxiety versus stress. All the how-to videos that your target audience is actually searching on YouTube that they're looking for an answer for. And then the second bucket of content is long form authority. Let's do a hat, okay, for this one. For the long form authority, these are usually 45 minutes to 1 hour video, 2 hour videos. You've probably seen some videos are 6 hour longs on YouTube or whatever. These are 10 minutes, usually around 10 minutes. So the long form videos, this is where we build trust even more and we show them that we're the experts basically. This is where you explain into details as a therapist, for example, your exact process that you take a client or a patient through in a therapy session. So what kind of questions do you ask them? And then you're going to have to explain this to your viewer and know if they understand all of these things that you do in a private session. They're not going to decide, oh, now I know all the questions I'm going to ask myself. I'm not going to book a therapy session with this person, because they still need your help. And that's applied to every single other business model out there. People are always going to need your help because information is out there on Google. They could have easily just ChatGPT how to get over anxiety and it's going to give them an answer. But what they're looking for is a human, an expert that's going to help them solve a problem. And so that's what the long form videos are for. Most people are going to watch like halfway and then they could be like, you know what? This person looks like they know what they're talking about. So I'm just going to book a call with them. And then for these videos, you can make maybe one per month or one per 2 months, but that's what I recommend. And then the third type of videos, these are case study, testimonials, and these are usually maybe like, it could be anywhere from 3 minutes to 30 minutes if it's detailed and stuff like that. And this is where you just break down how you helped a specific person go from point A to point B, solve the problem using your solution. And a therapist would be, for example, probably not bringing in someone and exposing them, but explaining how they took client A from feeling anxious all the time to now being happy with their spouse, with their kids. They get to sleep through the night and not feel anxious anymore. And this third bucket of content is basically just to build even more proof, but most importantly, it's to convert viewers into action takers, right? Because they can see that you've helped someone fix a problem, a similar problem that they have, and then there's nothing that basically would stop you from helping them achieve the exact same thing. And that's when they book a call with you, or they message you, or they download the lead magnets, or whatever you're selling, whatever the call to action is that you're providing on the channel. Now, again, I can't tell you exactly what your target audience's pain points are, who the target audience is, and what solutions and how they should be framed. But this breakdown should give you a clear understanding for the second step of this blueprint on what type of content should you be posting, right? And how to find these topic ideas as well. In my company, Media for Prospects, we used a lot of different approaches. We even have a tool in-house that basically scrapes hundreds and thousands of content that are outliers, like I mentioned earlier. And it basically analyzes all of those contents, and then it gives us recommendations and suggestions for specific clients that we work with. But we also use manual search on YouTube, so manually searching for competitors and trying to see how can we make content better than theirs. And that's exactly how we get our clients' content ranking at the top of results. We use the SEO part of YouTube to make sure that we're optimizing it the best way possible so that people can find them. And our clients have been telling us that people are basically finding them through both Google and YouTube. Because you know how when you search a question on Google, it always shows you videos at the top. You can try it right now. You can go and type high ticket YouTube leads, Yassine or something like that. And then it's going to show you 3 videos recommending to watch. And then under that, it's going to show you answers, articles, blogs, whatever. Because Google and YouTube, same company, but also they prefer people to watch YouTube content because that's better monetizing compared to articles and stuff like that. And so our clients, they're able to both rank both on Google and YouTube by just posting YouTube videos. But here's the thing, even if you know what to post and you've been posting the right content, you need to know how to what we call package your content. Okay, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Package. So packaging the content, with that we mean you need a good title, you need a good thumbnail, and you need a good description for your video. So this part right here, this was basically the contents, the actual video itself, right? And this part right here is when someone searches, let's say for the therapist example, how to get rid of anxiety as a 50-year-old on YouTube, the search results are going to be a bunch of videos, thumbnail under thumbnail under thumbnail, and then there are a bunch of titles, description, title, description, and then the average human being is going to make a decision in 1 second or 2 seconds before clicking on which video. That's why it's very important to rank on YouTube for your specific topics at the top 3. Because, I mean, think about it. How many people do you know would keep scrolling or go to the second page and third page on the search results, right? And that is exactly why these videos rank here at the top. It's because usually they're the best videos that YouTube algorithm is going to show for the viewer. And then people will click and then they would watch the content. But now that we know the content itself is good, we need to make sure that people click on our videos. And that's what the packaging is, right? And packaging is how can we make the best thumbnail out there, plus title, that's a combo. Description, not so much, but the description just helps with the SEO part. But how can we make the best title and thumbnail for your target audience? And no, you can't make a thumbnail with your picture and then you copy and paste the title of the video right next to it. That's not going to work. There's going to be too much text. And there's a lot that goes into the thumbnail. There's what we call a psychology of a thumbnail. And what you want is basically 3 words max. Of course, you want yourself here, a picture of you, and then a nice background. And then you want 3 words max. So this could be something like you with a surprised face. And right here, we're going to say, as a therapist, it's easy, right? And then the title of the video is going to be something like that. There's a lot of research that goes into choosing the right topic with the right keywords, but the idea is that we want the thumbnail to be clean, only 2 to 3 words max on it, and the title to be complementing the thumbnail. And from both of these, this combo, what we need is an emotion. And usually the 3 best emotions that worked, that are evoked in someone once they see your thumbnail and title, are either fear, curiosity, or desire. And so in this case, it's going to be desire, right? Maybe a little bit of curiosity as well, but it's definitely not fear, because people are desiring to get rid of anxiety and they're curious what the exercise is. And so that's the type, think about it. Any thumbnail that you see from now on YouTube and you decide to click on the video, think about it while you clicked on that thumbnail, and you're going to see that it's one of these emotions basically right here that made you click on it. And so that's the packaging part of the videos. How can we turn people that see our thumbnail and title into people who click on it and then watch the content? Now, once they watch the content itself, or once they click, they're going to be watching the video, and that's the video right here, timeline. We need them to watch at least 50% of the video, right? Because that's going to be a good sign for YouTube to see. If people watch at least 50%, then YouTube is going to recommend the video to even more people, which is what we want at the end of the day. And there's a specific structure that I recommend my clients to follow for scripting the videos so that they can keep the viewer watching. In short, this is the structure. We need a hook, right? And the hook basically just needs to confirm what the title is, and as well as say something contrarian, and different from all the other advice out there. For the therapist, for example, it's going to be like, did you know that you don't really need meds to get rid of anxiety? In fact, you can just do this one exercise that helped hundreds of my clients fix anxiety once for all. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this exercise yourself, right? So this hook is going to immediately hook someone who's interested in this topic and who's suffering from that pain point. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So once we do the hook, we're going to do a quick intro. My name is Yassine, and I'm a therapist, and I've been helping people for the past 20 years or whatever, right? I'm practicing in so and so. And then we just want to add a little bit of authority with that to show people that we know what we're talking about. Usually for businesses, that's case studies. You know how I started this video with, I've helped people generate tens of thousands of dollars every single month from YouTube, as well as build a presence on YouTube and stuff like that. So that's the authority, so that people can listen to what you have to say. Now, once we're done with the intro, what I like to do is to jump straight into value, right? We don't want to make this whole part right here more than 30 seconds, right? We want it to be less than 30 seconds. And so the value part, usually you're going to have like 3 pieces of value. So, 3 steps to achieve so-and-so, or 3 exercises to do so-and-so, or it can be 5, it could be 10. Usually this numbering works best for YouTube. And so value number 1, and then you explain what the value is. And then you basically gave a story example. So one of my clients was suffering with anxiety, and then we took him from this and this, right? Just to make the video more engaging. So you just give a story, or I remember when I started YouTube and I was so confused, or stuff like that, right? And then you circle back into the value part, right? And then again, once that's done, we jump into value number 2, and same system. We explain what it is, and then story example, and we circle back to the value. Now, after this value number 2 right here, what we want to do is plug in a CTA. And this one is nothing crazy yet, because what we want to do is basically invite people to like, right? Subscribe, and maybe comment, right? But like and subscribe are always the best, because people by this time in the video, they've already received a lot of value. and they've probably been enjoying watching the video, so they don't mind giving you a like and a subscribe. And we need that for two reasons. We need them to subscribe to the channel, right, so that they can see future videos. And we also need that as a signal for the YouTube algorithm to basically see that people like this content. So we need to send it to even more people on YouTube. And then once that CTA is done, we continue to value number 3. And then same thing is value number 1 and 2. And then after that, we can plug in our final CTA, which is if you'd like more help, you can book a call with me using the link in the description. And this is exactly what works on YouTube to keep people watching for as long as possible. You're showing them, you're giving them value throughout the video, but you're also giving them CTAs so that it can help your channel. And then at the end, to capture people who are interested in getting more help from you. And in this case, it would be for me, for example, if you need help to grow your YouTube channel so that you can generate more leads for your business, you can book a call with me using the link in the description. And then we'll see if we can actually help you reach your clientele and make more money through YouTube. But always remember that you need to make sure that your CTA feels natural. It's not forced or it's not related to the video at all. The CTA needs to be connected to the topic of the video, which is anxiety in this case. So if you're struggling with anxiety, this exercise can help. However, if you'd like one-on-one coaching with me or help with me, then you can book a call with me using the link in the description, and I'll offer you your first therapy session for free or something like that, right? You can charge for it or whatever. So the CTA needs always to be connected to the topic of the video, to show them and to make it clear why they need to book a call with you instead of just telling them, oh, book a call, that's the CTA, and get done with it. Now, this whole system that we've shared in today's video, this is the exact blueprint that I'm using for my clients, right, at Media for Prospect to generate them extra revenue for their business, extra leads for their business. And the reason why this works and why it's the best way to generate leads in 2026 is because it's still the #1 platform that does a great job at educating your target clients, making them trust you, as well as just warming up these leads. And once they jump on a call with you, they're just ready to buy from you because they've spent a lot of time watching you. Just like if you've been watching me throughout this whole video, you trust me that I know what I'm talking about, that I know how YouTube works and how I can help you generate leads and clients from YouTube by taking care of all the video editing, thumbnail design, topic research, and all of that stuff. So this is why this system works. And if you just copy this, and remember, if you stay consistent with this and post 1 video per week, you can even do 2 if you're ambitious, but 1 video per week for 90 days, analyze the data, see what video works, what doesn't, right? This works, this doesn't. Then whatever works, you need to double down on it. Make the same video again, and then try to do a small difference in the next one, and then see if that works. Because if it works for a reason, and you need to double down on that. Like I said, in the past 12 months, we've made over 750 YouTube business videos. We've generated my clients tens of thousands of dollars directly through YouTube every single month. And I want you to be my next client and help you do the same for your business. So there's a link in the description, a Calendly link. Pick a slot that works for you, and then book a call with me. If you have a question that you just want to ask me on Instagram, this is my Instagram right here. You can just send me a message. You can check out this masterclass right here. This is a 40 minutes long or 45 minutes long masterclass where I explain this stuff even in more detail.